How do I stay fit during the winter season when climbing is not an option? In today's video, I will show you my workout routine that keeps me in shape during the off-season. Just simple exercises that produce great results over time. The exercises that I will show you are meant to strengthen the parts of my body that I use in climbing. But I think half of the exercises that I do can also be beneficial even if you're not a climber. If you don't have a home gym, you can use alternative equipment like terra bands or small dumbbells. Just a reminder, some of the tips that I will be sharing in this video are all based on my own experiences. I am not an expert, these are the tips that works for me. So make sure that you still do your own research. Let's start with a general conditioning exercise, which I do on a rest day, from climbing specific strengthening exercises. As long as the weather permits it, I go for 30 minutes up to an hour of running around the neighborhood. Every time I go for a run, I go slow for the first 10 minutes just to warm up my lungs and my body can properly adjust to the demands of this exercise. As soon as I find my rhythm, that's when I start running a bit faster. Making sure that my breathing is correct. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. If you feel a bit of side pain, one reason could be that your breathing might be off. I learned this from my mistake of talking and running at the same time. If you get a side pain, here are my tips to get rid of it. 1. Just relax, slow down, and change the flow of your breathing, but just keep moving. 2. If you can't go on, pause for a while and take deep breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth. 3. I find it also helpful when I stretch my arms above my head until I feel a bit better. I also didn't like running before. It took me a while to get the hang of it. So take your time as well, and one day it'll feel easier. Let's move on to my climbing specific strengthening exercises, which I do 3 to 4 times a week. As most workouts, I start with my 5 to 10 minutes warm-up and general stretching. I am just targeting the areas that I will be using for the workout, like my fingers, shoulders, arms, and hips. After warming up, I move on to the pulling exercises and finger flexor exercises. The first pulling exercise is pull-ups. I do this on our Mammoth Diamond fingerboard holding on the jugs. Using only my body weight, I do the max reps I can, which is just 3. I do this just for 1 set. Rest for 2 minutes, then I do another pull-up variation using an assistant band. Originally, it should be a weighted pull-ups, but since I can't do that yet, I am using my training band to help me minimize the load. I do this for 7 to 8 repetitions of 3 to 5 sets. I rest 1 minute in between each set. I rest for 2 minutes. After the pull-ups, I do some rowing exercise. I added this because I like climbing overhangs. With 17.5 kilo of weights on it, I do this for 20 to 25 reps for 2 to 3 sets. Rest for 5 minutes. It's time for the fingerboard exercises. If you don't have an access to a fingerboard, you can skip this part for now. For this exercise, I choose 4 holds on the fingerboard where I will hang. In this case, the jug, crimp 30 millimeters, crimp 15 millimeters, and the sloper 40 millimeters on 30-degree angle. I do 10 seconds hang on each hold, then rest for 30 seconds. I repeat this 6 times on one type of hold. Then I take a 5-minute rest before moving on to the next hold. it's time for some core workout. The first core exercise is hanging knee raises. Using the fingerboard again, I hang on the jogs and raise both of my legs until it reaches my chest area. Try to hold it for 2 seconds before bringing them down. Also, engage your core so your body won't swing back and forth as you do this. If you don't have an access to a fingerboard, you can do this on a static bar. Rest for 3 minutes. The next core exercise is Superman. Lay on your belly on a yoga mat, raising both of your arms and legs simultaneously as if you're flying like Superman. I do this for 15 to 20 repetitions of 2 to 3 sets. Rest for 3 minutes. The next one is mountain climber plank. I do this for 25 to 30 repetitions of 2 to 3 sets. For all the core exercises, I always take 1 minute rest in between each set. This is the last core exercise, and it's feet up crunches. I do it for 15 to 20 repetitions of 2 to 3 sets. Rest for 5 minutes. After the core exercises, I do my antagonist or stabilizer exercises. The first antagonist exercise is shoulder press, and I do this using only the bar. No added weights on it, although you can put some if the bar is too light for you. I make 15 to 20 repetitions for 2 to 3 sets. As always, I rest 1 minute in between each set. Rest for 2 minutes. The second antagonist exercise is bench press. I usually put 5 kilo, that means 2.5 on both sides. Start with only the bar if this is too heavy for you. On a good day, I can do 15 to 20 repetitions of 2 to 3 sets. Tip: if possible, have someone to spot you while doing this. Rest for 2 minutes before going to the next exercise. The third one is a great exercise that helps strengthen my forearms and wrists, which is essential when you're a climber. I use a bar for this, and I lay my arms flat on my lap or on a surface to create a straight line from my forearm to my wrist. I do 20 repetitions of 2 sets. Tip: make slow, controlled movements and do not bend your wrist too low. Rest again for 2 minutes. The last exercise that I do is for strengthening the rotator cuffs in my shoulder area. I do this for 20 repetitions of 2 sets. Tip: you can also use a terra band, just like how Albie's doing it behind me. That's it! Was it too long? If I do all exercises in one session, it takes me about 2.5 up to 3 hours to finish. Of course, it really depends on my schedule and energy on the day. I don't force myself to work out if I already don't feel well. Resting is also very important. I value rest as much as I value working hard. For now, this is how I stay fit during winter season or off season, so I can go back to crushing my projects during the performance season. So feel free to follow the exercises that I do or make your own, something that fits your schedule and your fitness goals. I hope you enjoyed this video and you get some value out of it. A like on this video would be amazing, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you for watching and see you on my next video.